Hello there. We'll start down under in Australia, and the skies have cleared for Sydney after some very wet weather caused flooding here. Now, that east coast low has pulled its way across the Tasman, taking the wetter weather to New Zealand, leaving behind more in the way of sunshine and settled conditions for the southeast. Just a few showers here and there for Victoria and Tasmania on Sunday, but we'll see things turn a little bit more wild across the bight. That's thanks to an area of low pressure that brought some welcome wet weather to WA. That's going to move its way further east, bringing some brisker winds as well to southern areas, but drier skies for the likes of Perth. It is looking rather dry and settled across the north of Australia as well over the next few days. It's not looking as settled across New Zealand. Some very wet weather coming into the South Island here on Sunday. On Monday, it'll be the North Island's turn to see that wet weather with plenty of rain in the Bay of Plenty. And plenty of rain is also the story across Southeast Asia. We've got the seasonal rains pulling across Indochina with heavy falls stretching all the way from Thailand to Vietnam. Some heavy rain to come for Cambodia. It's not as wet across western parts of Indonesia, but we'll see the rain continue further east. Hello there. Let's get the weather forecast for North America. And after the so-called heat dome peaked across the desert southwest in the US, we are seeing the numbers come down from those dangerously high temperatures. We'll see more in the way of wetter weather as well, rashing across the Four Corners states. Some of that rain moving across the Rockies as well. It looks largely quiet for the Pacific Northwest and western parts of Canada. That can't be said, however, for the east of Canada. You can see some really wet and windy weather taking hold here, and we'll see more in the way of ferocious storms developing across central parts of the US, down in those desert south states, and also across more central parts of Canada. So some very wet weather to come here. It's much drier across the east coast of the US, with the temperatures in New York City and Washington DC slightly below the average for this time of year. Now, temperatures have been sitting very high across Mexico. We'll see more in the way of wet weather moving in here Sunday into Monday, with some very heavy falls to come for the Yucatan Peninsula. Those heavy rains continue stretching all the way down to Costa Rica and Panama. It's not as wet for Hispaniola. We'll see some rain, however, along with heat and humidity in Havana.